one common thing is uniting the Biebers and the Baldwins' grandbabies.
Of course. Plus, Zayn Malik has some shady words for his former One Direction members.
The shade doesn't stop there. Jacob Sartorius also shaded Millie Bobby Brown and Drake's friendship. We're talking all things shade and babies right now on Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. How's it going, guys? Welcome to Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. I'm Madison Hill.
And I'm Devin Howard.
The first thing we're talking about is Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin because, obviously.
Yes.
So Justin and Hailey's families are starting to get to know each other. You know, now it's official. They are in-laws. And while sometimes that doesn't always go well, you know, I've heard horror stories, they are bonding over one thing. Their want for Justin and Hailey to start making babies right now. A source told Hollywood Life that their families, quote, tease them a lot about having children. And you know, Devin, when a family member teases you about having kids, that means we're putting the pressure on, give us a baby.
Yeah, when are the babies coming? When are you getting married? When are you getting pregnant?
That's like, the teasing is a family's nice way of just being like, pop one out right now.
Yeah,
you know?
We're getting impatient.
Exactly. So right now, Justin and Hailey's priority is reportedly that church ceremony that we keep hearing about.
Yep.
We don't know when it's planned. We don't know when it's coming, but it's in the works. And then the source said that a baby is, quote, next on their agenda after that little ceremony.
Wow. Well, you know, we've been hearing about Justin and Hailey's baby-making plans for a while now, so I'm not surprised by this, but I am a little bit shocked to know that the Baldwins and the Biebers are putting the pressure on them.
I agree, especially the Baldwins, because I feel like we've been hearing so much how Hailey isn't ready to slow down on her career. She wants more projects, more things to do. And a baby is obviously going to throw a wrench in all of that. I mean, she can still work up to a point, but you can't really, like, model runways pregnant. I just feel like you don't really see that.
I mean,
not saying that it can't happen, but I don't know.
I think what's less about whether or not she can model, it's just like, wouldn't she want, I know that when I'm pregnant, I'm going to want to be like enjoying it and like
eating as many snacks as possible.
Getting prenatal massages. That's what I'm looking forward to, so.
I know, I find it interesting. We'll see. And you know, yesterday we talked about how Justin kind of has this like empty feeling, even though he's married, he's going through a lot. So I'm like, maybe a baby would kind of help that, but also that's not always the best like solution when things are going down.
Babies should never be solutions.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, next, let's talk about Zayn Malik because this actually was pretty surprising to me.
Yeah.
So Zayn sat down to chat with British Vogue and he opened up about his One Direction days, and I feel like we haven't really heard much about any of the One Direction guys recently.
Yeah.
And then Zayn just came out of the woodwork and was like, bam, I'm going to throw all this shade. So he admitted to not speaking to the guys for a long time. He said, quote, there's things that happen and things that were said after I left, snide things, small things that I would never have expected.
Wow.
I don't know. I thought that they were all on good terms. I know that him and Louis got into a little Twitter fight after he left.
Right.
But they seem to have made up after Louis' mom passed away. And clearly that's not the case if they're not talking.
Well, I think whenever one band member chooses to leave a super successful group, there's always going to be animosity. We've seen it with Camila Cabello and Fifth Harmony. Now we've seen it with Zayn and One Direction. So I think that there's a lot of resentment there.
Yeah, I would just think that now it's been, 3 years, that it would kind of have
smoothed over,
faded. They're all doing their own thing now anyway. So I'm like, what's the point of still having that, like, we're not going to talk to you attitude?
That's a good point.
He also reflected poorly on his time in the band. He says that it broke their relationships because, you know, they were going from stadium to different countries to different stages. Like, it was just so much, and he had a really hard time handling that.
Yeah.
And everyone's different personalities just didn't make a great environment.
Totally.
And he also put the kibosh on any future reunion, saying, quote, people move on, people grow apart, people grow up.
Oh, wow. My heart just, like, audibly broke. I am so sad by that. I never got to see One Direction when they were together.
I know.
I don't know why I dropped the ball on that, but I did, and now it's just, I missed my chance.
And I feel like at this point, a reunion with even just the 4 other guys is very slim chances.
And it would be weird.
It would be. I was really hoping that like all 5 could come together.
Yeah.
Really make a statement, but clearly that's not going to happen. And that also kind of makes me lose hope for Fifth Harmony too. Because I was kind of modeling them based off One Direction, and if One Direction has no chance,
I think Fifth Harmony definitely has no chance.
Yeah, it's sad, but I think it might be true.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about more shade because Jacob Sartorius just recently released his new EP, and one of the new songs called We're Not Friends, he completely takes aim at Millie Bobby Brown and her relationship with Drake. So yeah, and that relationship or friendship has been criticized in the past because people are like, Drake's in his 30s, Millie's a teen. Is it weird? Is it not weird? I'm not one to say. I'm not going to say what it is or not. Whatever. So if you remember at the Emmys, Millie admitted to Access Hollywood that her and Drake text. That was the thing that people were like, okay. And that he gives her advice on boys. Okay? Now listen to what Jacob said in his new song.
Not just to be nice, girl, I wanna give you more than good advice.
He literally takes aim. He's like, about the whole giving advice situation.
Yeah, he does.
So to me, that screams shade.
Oh yeah, I feel like Jacob is definitely shading Millie. I don't think there's any way around it. And any song that he releases that's about a girl that he formerly had a relationship with, you know it's about Millie.
No, and a source told Us Magazine that 7 songs on the EP are actually about Millie and his relationship or inspired by his relationship with Millie. Same exact thing. But I just think it's pretty bold for him to shade Drake. I mean, Drake is twice his age. So it's like, wow, Jacob, you've got some cojones that I did not know existed.
I know. And I also feel like Jacob does not, Drake is not texting Millie for any reason other than to be like the big brother, little sis type thing.
Right.
So like,
I think he was just mad because maybe about the advice on the boys thing. Like maybe he heard that and was like, oh my God, was he giving her advice on like our relationship? You know, I don't know. Guys always feel like if their manhood's threatened, they're going to come for whoever it is.
So weird.
It's so weird, especially because Millie and Jacob ended things on pretty good terms. I mean, remember they ended things back in July. They both posted a message and they were like, we're still friends, we still like each other, blah, blah. But clearly, I don't know, Jacob still has something going on.
Well, that's what everyone does. Ariana Grande, Pete Davidson, like, we still love each other, it's just not the right time. And then, like, 10 days later, it's like,
here's a song.
Huge explosion.
Talking ish about my person who I was with just before.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, let us know what you think about all of these stories that we talked about, all the shade and all the babies. What do you think about Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin being pressured to have babies? Are their families out of line, or are you ready for them to start making a family? What do you think about Zayn Malik having some shady words for his former One Direction members? And what do you think about Jacob Sartorius throwing a dig at Millie Bobby Brown and Drake? Talk it out down there in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys here next time on Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. Bye, guys.
Bye.